Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Britny Virginia. I share beauty and lifestyle Christian content with you guys. And today I have a get ready with me. So literally I'm dressed already, but I'm just gonna like change up my I think I'm gonna keep this head wrap actually. I am going out. OMG, gonna see Josh Garrels for the first time. Really love he's an indie folk Christian artist. And I'm like, listen, supporting independent artists because I'm an independent artist. And I know how hard it is. It's like, and he's also on his journey. He's totally fine, I think. But like he's sustained his family and he has like 6 or 7 kids and he has a wife and so I'm all about like supporting like independent. Artist, and especially if they're Christian, if they align with my values, I will say, I mean, it's so sad because I would love to have seen that Zook there. Oh no, do not come in. I hope that's not a I have my window open and you know these flies and bees, they can't differentiate between outside and inside. It's so annoying. Anyway, God made them, but I really don't know why they should be able to know the difference. But anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, folk artists that I would love to have gone seen and probably will do in the future is to say folk, I mean Zouk. I'm so sorry. Zouk artist is Kasav. They're really, oh my gosh, I know the leading artist and guitarist, he passed away. Wow, I think it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But I would love to see them, especially if he was still alive. But maybe in the future God will make a way. But anyway, so I'm really excited. So I might just keep my head wrapped because I'm gonna just put my hair in jumbo braids and then do like a braid out and see how that looks. I won't focus on having the braid out because I literally have 2 hours before I have to get the train. So I'm literally just gonna braid my hair and moisturize it. Do I have enough water? Okay, yeah, enough water. Moisturize my hair and then put my head wrap back on and then do some edits before I leave. So enjoy this. But whilst I am getting ready with me, while you're getting ready with me, I want to talk about accepting your body as it is and still wanting to work on it and still wanting to make it better. And yeah, and my journey with body dysmorphia and how I look and accepting how I look. So yeah. Do you guys like my painting from a young Jamaican artist? This is my poetry book if you did not know already. So I'll Stay Sitting With You by Britny Virginia. It's about my journey with anxiety and dealing with anxiety, living with anxious thoughts, and how God is my anchor for it all. So it's available on Amazon. So if you're interested, right? What should I do? I have my type of hair is, guys, when I get better, when I get like actual like funding and grow my stuff, I will get a mic, okay, a better mic, because I have that stand mic, but that handheld mic, but it's not always great when you're actually doing the talk. So we have to work with the audio that we have and do what work with what the Lord has given us, in Jesus' name. The widow, literally that widow, it's about what you have in your hand, the talents, and what God has given us right now, and working with that. And not being dismayed by what we don't have, but focusing on what we do have. Because when we do, we realize we actually have a lot. But anyway, so my hair is 4C, and I think it's low proximity hair, prosperity, prosperity.
A few moments later.
Oh, yeah, so porosity. Yes, there it is. That's the word, porosity. Cool. So anyway, getting started. Growing up, I was very meg. Most kids are meg. Time, you know, children, Timamai, you meg. We have a lot of us are just, really small because we haven't, I don't know what it is to be honest, but we haven't developed, we haven't hit puberty yet, and we're very active. So a lot of things just, we eat and the food just like goes through us. We use a lot of energy as well. So Meg is very skinny in the Creole. So I was very Meg. I remember this one. I'll try to find it for you and post it. This is one image of me and my dad. When we were at his brother's wedding. And oh my gosh, he was holding me. And I must have been like, what, 3 or 4. And if you see how skinny my legs were, and especially because I wasn't, because I have my disability, right? So there was a lot of like walking I probably wasn't doing. I think at the time I had a walker though, and I had to do it. Yeah, sorry, I just remembered something. So yeah, but my legs were just even more skinny because I'm just like not as active as I probably could be. And it's always been like that because even now, you see me and my hands are have always been stronger than my legs, more muscular. So these are my crutches, and you get more muscles with when you're using crutches, moving about and so and forth, so forth. Anywho, thankfully my legs have caught up to my arms a bit. So now I have, and especially like working out as well. It's like I have a bit more of a. I'm liking what I see in the mirror, if that makes sense. I think I look like me, and I can tell some women who have like similar shape to me. But I like my shape. And I know that once I get to the place of where where I want to be, I'll like it even more, if that makes sense. But I remember I used to always get, because people make fun of you no matter what. You skinny, you big, no matter what, you're gonna be joke. People gonna make joke about you. Your body going to be joke. Things are gonna be joke. And that's just how society is, and especially like being from the Caribbean. How you look is such a people joke you. Listen, people give you power. And I used to always be picked on. But I remember when I was in the States, and I remember my cousin at the time. I struggled in school, and he didn't. He was very, very what's the word? Academically well rounded. He was, I want to say he's top of his class, but he was one of those students that always got amazing grades, and I always struggled in school. And but I was quite sporty. I was very much active, more active than he was. I remember one day he was like, "Oh, if you teach me how to do push-ups, I'll help you with whatever schoolwork I have to do, whatever it might be." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Like, we'll do that." So I remember one day I was showing how to do push-ups. And it was funny because it was just like, you wouldn't expect this disabled little girl to do that. And I was very fearless about things until I, realized my difference. And what's funny, my parents used to say, it's like, if you didn't have the disability, we do see you in sports. And And I wonder, maybe I would have been Julian Alfred. Well done, Julian Alfred, yes. Bringing 2 medals back to St. Lucia. What? Praise the Lord. Glory, hallelujah. Oh my gosh. St. Lucia, we on the map. We on the map. Boy. Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, maybe I would have been like into sports. Hopefully so I wouldn't be too much wild and too much doing things. That's just crazy. But maybe I would have been, because my mom was. My dad wasn't. He likes football, but he played. Yeah, he did play. But I think my mom took it probably more serious than he did. So probably I would have been in sports, to be honest with you. They would have probably pushed me into it. And my mom probably would have really tried to keep me away from certain crowds, as she did even that I had the disability. But like, it wasn't, if only like they were more aware of like the Olympics, the Paralympics, I mean, and the fact that they are disabled athletes, because I have stronger arms anyway. I could have done the racing, but with like a wheelchair, and like you can race but be in the wheelchair, and then like that kind of thing. I probably could have done something like that. I probably need to get more active, 2 minutes. I do see myself being more active. I just, laziness, complacency, just so many different things that keep me from doing what I believe I see myself as. And I do hope that whoever my partner is, my husband is, if I do get married, if it's God's will, that he will he will help me in that and support me in that, and encourage me in that. I think that would be really great for our family. But anyway, so, and I remember when I was a teenager, so this, when I was younger, when I became like about 10, I stopped doing more active stuff, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm different, and I didn't like being different. I like being like everyone else, but when I realized that I can't run like this person, and I can't do X, Y, and Z. I remember one day I was on the track, and my teachers, because you're just young and they can see how active you are, and they can just see how like fearless you are at that age. And my teachers would just tell me, yeah, you can do it. I was on the track one day with other students, and I was running, and then I saw in the corner of my eyes 2 students laughing at me like it was the funniest thing they ever saw, and I stopped running, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. Literally. Yeah, and I never did it again. Literally never did it again. But I remember, because I grew up, I had to wear, crutches and walker, and I hated wearing it. It was just a nuisance to me at the time. And then when I realized that there was a difference, I was like, oh, let me hold back and walk with my crutches so I'm not so different. When I became a teenager, and you start to have a bit more curves now, people were just like, oh my gosh, like, oh, what's happening here? You're just touching puberty, and things are happening, things are changing, and you're developing, and it's like, oh, okay, this is nice. And I always struggled with like being accepted and being seen, and now I'm being seen probably in the wrong ways by the wrong people, but you like that, and you wanna accept it. So that's what was happening. And I remember I would get like joked about, the size of my chest, and the fact that I was smaller at that time, like a big, like, yeah, I was smaller. Okay, let's not judge people who are smaller. And what's wild is the fact that I remember I had friends who were smaller than me, and they probably were being, they were smaller than me, and they probably were being joked at as well, like, who you think you are, this kind of thing. And now to see like how I was still developing, even at 18, I thought like I already finished, but now I was still developing. And I got more curves and more hips and more busty. And I was like, wow, this is awesome, you know? um, and then yeah, I remember that. And whilst at uni, when I was at uni, I was becoming less and less active than I was when I was like in school. And when I was in college and or sixth form, and I the weight just gained because I was even though I was small, I was always eating. Like I would eat big plates of food, and mind you, like at that time, you would get praised by men and women, like, oh, you can eat all that food. Like it was such an accomplishment that though I'm so small, I can eat all that food. Like, oh yeah, you can eat all that food now. If I eat all the food, you sure you should be eating all that food? That's what they'll tell you. Yeah, it's one time they praise you, one next time they condemn you. Listen, this is their life. Anyway, I should have put this because it's the twist and braid, um, flow and curl. I'm almost finished up. I need to get another one. But yeah, it's because the Cantu helps with nourishing. Like some people struggle, but this one works with me. This is the only one. The other ones are like drying out. Oh, he say no drying alcohol. They do dry out my hair. There become a time where I started to compare my body and how it looked. Well, I was always compare my body and how it looked. Even when I was smaller, I would think I'm bigger. Like I had more severe body dysmorphia, and like people are always commenting on the way you look. And you're already struggling with having a disability. You're already struggling with like not being liked by the other guys because you have a disability. Like they'll tell you blatantly, like, oh, if you didn't have a disability, yeah, I would like you. These are just little kids. Like it's not about being upset because these are little kids trying to process their own prejudice and struggles, and we're all struggling. You know what I mean? So it's not about always me, but yeah, I always compare myself to people, and it's not good to compare yourself to people online because people share you the best parts of them. Like there's a post, I went to a wedding recently, and they have, I don't know if you know about that. Probably yeah, you guys know. When you stand in the middle and then the camera goes around, like swirls around you. And I was wearing a really nice dress. I think I'll put a picture up. It was a barrel dress, and the back was a bit lower. Then I would like it because I have back fat, right? I have a big back, okay? So the front, I did grow my body, like from last year. People have said that they seen a difference from, because I did gain a lot of weight, and I would gain so much weight that, or I gained a lot of weight that my ankle would give me so much pain because I have a disability. There's a certain amount of weight that my body can carry anyway, that my legs can carry anyway, and because I was over that, it was giving me more pain. So I had to like wheel things back, and I just wasn't happy with the way I looked in the mirror. I just what struggled to like what I saw. I remember one time telling my parents, I met my mom, and I think she told my dad because whenever my mom gets really scared about something, she runs and tells me that. But it's good because he's her emotional support when she really needs it, because she's such a strong person. But yeah, so she was telling me about something that she was dealing with, and I was just being honest with her because she was dealing with something, and I was like, you know what, you're not the only, you're not to bring the issue back to me. It was just more of the sense of, I understand, and this is how I understand. So I had to be completely honest. And one of the things I said was, there are times where I don't want to turn on the light. If I'm going to shower in the evening, I don't want to turn on the light because I don't want to see myself in the reflection of the mirrors, and not even the mirrors, but like the window, and because the kind of bathroom we have one of those bathroom where there's reflections all around you. Okay. And I said that, and I said, sometimes I'll go in with my phone torchlight, or we have these like fake candle lights, and that is actually nice. I like that anyway. Like that kind. I'm a soft light girlie. Okay, the big light I can't really do. My dad is like a big light person. He's always like, oh, you say demu, because if I'm in the dark or in a low light, that's what they say. Like, are you a devil? Anyway, moving on. yeah, and because I just did not like the way I looked, and um I was, struggling with like, oh, maybe this is why people are not approaching me. This is why I'm like still single. And, you're just dealing with so much. You're just dealing with so much of those thoughts. But the more that I realized, like once I started to embed healthier habits, so with exercise, I remember finding, which was great. I had a trainer for like I think 6 weeks. We were working together, and then I was like, yeah, I can't afford this anymore. And during that time, I felt so good. She told me about her name is Joy. She's amazing. Maybe I can put, if she still has her link up, maybe I can put it in the thing for you guys in the UK if you wanna have a personal trainer who's young, who's a Christian, who loves the Lord and loves fitness as well. Can add her there. But she was really amazing. She gave me up until this day I remember things that she would tell me, like it's about small changes, instead of stopping at the bus stop, your bus stop, maybe stop bus stop before and walk the way if you can. I remember I was living next to a park at the time. I was renting a room, and like I never went in the park to walk around. I found walking really boring as well because it's just a lot of energy. I'm like, where am I going? We need to get to a destination. And the fact that I'm like, oh, just go around the block, I'm like, why? What for? But it's actually good. It gives you breathing space as well. I'm walking, and I started to actually enjoy walking a little bit more and having more of a like, okay, if I think of like an end destination, it kind of helps me a little bit more. Because I'm like just walking up and down one stretch would be really boring for me. So yeah, and then like smaller portions as well. I noticed as well when I was working for that I didn't think I was a snacker, but I am. I'll eat really late, get up late, eat late, um, eat anything like that was predominantly carbs, fatty foods. Like I ate a lot of healthy things, but too much of it, and it wasn't balanced. So like avocados, I love vegetables, but then I also would, because I was in food prepping, I would eat a lot of ready meals and a lot of like takeaway and a lot of fish and chips. So that wasn't good. So there's a lot of things that I remember from what she was saying, that I still implement now. And then when we stopped, I was like, I need something that I can do that's not too like, oh, it has to be 45 minutes hardcore workout. Like I needed something that was a bit more, oh, I'm really hoping this is still recording. Oh yeah, it is. Because can you imagine, yeah, like you're recording and then things turn off, like, oh Lord Jesus, the things we go through, okay, content creators, like, people just think it's just, oh, just turn on the camera and just that, and it's like, no, you have to think about the lighting, you have to think about the audio, you have to think about if your camera decides to just abandon you, yeah, so yeah, so I thought about all of that, and then I found should I put this in? Yeah, I can put it in. I found another guy on YouTube, Jonathan Green Fitness, and his YouTube is Chair Fit Exercise, I think, or something like that. And he does a lot of chair focus exercises, but he pushes you, like the trainer I had before, Joyce. She pushes you, and I like that. It wasn't no baby thing. Like even if it was in the chair, he was like no. And a lot of his thing was, I think, for people with injuries, and then people who are probably really overweight. And he never talked about disabilities, which I feel like I need to do a video of me exercising with his video and like tag him in, because to show him that like it's reaching people, like encourage him on his journey. But and I just love that. I loved what he did. I love the fact that it's intense, and there's times like I can do things, like I realized that growing up I had a lot of physiotherapists who would tell me about these exercises, and I just thought they were like disabled people exercises, and I just didn't want to be. I was struggling with that identity, and now I'm like, oh, this is Pilates. This is actually what I need. This is good. This is what like, wealthy housewives do. Pilates. So I started to just see what things work for me and like how to implement it into my lifestyle. Because one the main thing was when I worked with Joyce initially, and I did fall off because there were some habits I just hadn't like cut off completely. You know, I thought, you know, when you think you're good, and I saw some change within the 6 weeks. Like it's so, I think with me, I do see change quite quickly, but having that consistency is where my issue lies. And yeah, so I noticed with me, it was just about like trying to integrate a lot of day-to-day things that I can do, that it's about a lifestyle and not just thinking about, oh, being this size or being this way at a certain time, but how can I do this as a daily life? So knowing that, okay, the chair exercises can push me and I don't have to be, yeah, I don't, it's not like, yeah, I can still feel like I worked out really hard. And then if I do want to do floor exercise, because one of the big things for me is not like getting up, you know, you start sitting down and you get on the floor, then you stand up. It's just too much. It takes a lot of energy out of me, and I need to preserve the energy to get through the workout. So I will choose which one to do. So that's been helpful. And just integrating like the Pilates, the weightlifting, and the walking. But I struggled with like the idea of like, oh, but I can still love my body, because like I said, when I was working with Joyce, and now that I'm doing it on my own, and yeah, now that I'm doing it on my own, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel good in the way I look now. You know, before I struggled with that, but now I'm like, oh no, I really feel good in the way I look. And there hasn't been some major change. Like I'm noticing with your, when you implement healthy habits, like just putting healthier habits in, you know, watching your portion, making sure you know, incorporating veggies and fruit and stuff like that. And it also helps that right now my mom has a personal trainer as well, and then she has to weigh her food. Now I'm quite scared about that, because I'm like, that is just so intense, and I don't want to be so fixated on weighing my food. But I don't know, we'll see what happens, because I do want to lose this back fat. But yes, now I'm like scaling my portions a bit more, and I'm noticing that I like the way I'm looking. And with my body, I'm noticing that when you work out more, you realize that you relax your stomach. Oh no, when you don't work out, you relax your stomach more. You just like it. Just that's what makes it look bigger, and also it's probably bloated because of the foods that we're eating that makes it bloated. And then the other thing is, when we work out, it's like you engage your core more, so your stomach is more engaged, and it's pulled in more, so you don't look as bloated and as heavy and big. And all of those things help, and it just helps you to sit up straight, and you know, just stand straighter as well, and all these kind of things. It just makes you just feel more comfortable. And I do know this within last year. When did I start to see change? I really don't know. I can't remember what I did, to be honest. I think I was just exercising and watching my portion, and trying to eat 3 times a day, which is hard, but like literally trying to eat, you know, throughout the day, healthy things. And then I just noticed the change, and people are seeing the change, and even in my clothing, like this, I'm wearing this this skirt right now, and it's so different. It just looks so different from last year. And the thing is, like, so you embed positive changes, but you also have positive people around you. People who are not going to make you feel bad. Some people who are going to like really encourage you to carry on and see the change, and see that it's just about a mindset shift as well, if you want it. And I also had to accept that, you know, I got myself here. No one got myself there. Like, I remember, listen, I love tea. Anyway, even before I came to UK, I love tea. I used to drink Lipton all the time. Yeah, Lipton tea. I would drink tea in the evening just because it was evening, and I needed to unwind, right? And it was like, but Britny, are you okay? Aren't you full? You know? And I'm like, oh yeah, I am full. Why am I having? Because it was just a habit. It wasn't because I wanted, like, you know, feeling a bit peckish. You don't want to eat too much and stuff like that. So you have your tea or crackers or whatever it might be, and I would always have some kind of biscuit, some kind of sweet. And I think having something sweet is nice, but sometimes even now I'm like, you know what? I had my dinner, or maybe I had something sweeter earlier in the day, and I'm okay with just having water. I'm literally okay with just having water, and that satisfies me as well. Because maybe you're craving something, but it's probably you're just thirsty. Your body's just dehydrated, and you just need some more fluids, more water. But I would say like right now I like my curves. I like my curves. I just think my proportion and body fat needs to be a bit more proportionate for me. That will really help. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. I even like on Monday I wore the dress like I said, and oh, I didn't finish the story, did I not? All over the place. Sorry guys. So at the wedding, I was at my friend's wedding. I was wearing the dress, and because it was lower, the back was lower and it was showing my back fat. Oh my gosh, I felt so insecure. And when I was on that photo booth thing, I saw how my back fat looked, and I was like, so like not happy with it. And the guy did ask me if I'm happy, and I was like, yeah, because I didn't want to be so full of vain, but I was already vain anyway. But it didn't stop me to not enjoy myself. Like I was still on the dance floor, still enjoying people dancing with people, and like, being a little like girly girl on the dance floor, like yeah, yes. But it made me think, oh man, I don't like the way, and I did not work exercise for 2 weeks like properly, and I'm like, you know what, if I had done it, maybe my back would look a little bit different, but I wouldn't probably care because I was exercising anyway. You know what I mean? Your mindset, there's this shift that happens, and you implement some healthy things, and there are some skinny people who still have some really unhealthy mindsets about themselves, even though they implement healthy lifestyle, but because they're doing it because they really think they're overweight or whatever it might be, they just have a healthy relationship with food. And I think the other thing is I started to actually follow people on social, because we're going to compare ourselves, especially if you're on social media. It's natural to actually compare yourself to others and see a nice outfit and I'm like, oh, I wish I looked like that, or I wish I look I could pull off this look. And you can. I think it's about confidence, honestly. But following people whose body look like mine, or maybe even bigger, and seeing the way they style their clothing and like how they walk confidently, like that's really been encouraging for me. It's helpful for me to see that, okay, this is how maybe an outfit can look. This is what I can do. This is something I can choose, to do, and like just different ideas as well that I can implement into my own wardrobe and my own style. And I used to really think that I had to be, and sometimes the thought still comes, and I will literally go to look at someone who's my size or a bit bigger, and because I think I'm plus size, to be honest with you. I mean, and my face as well, people can tell the change in my face, and how it used to be rounded and now it's a bit more sculpted within a year. So, but anyway, I think I would say, yeah, I will go look at people who had relationships with women who are bigger and their husbands were smaller. And growing up, I actually had that. I saw that in my eyes, like men liking bigger women. I literally saw that. But something shifted with society, people around you who like, you have to look this certain way. And yeah, so they moved. So I would go to look at their social media and see what they're doing, and how, obviously, it's always the highlight reel that people post, but for the most part there might be some truth and reality to some people's relationships, and even if it's not, I know that in reality, like, there's a lot of real men out here who are not seeking like BBLs and not seeking like a fake body type. They're actually looking for real women who have a real heart, and like they like a bigger woman anyway. So I'm just trying to, sometimes I just have to bring myself back, and that helps me. But also, I guess when we go into the spiritual element, so this is the practical side of things, trying to just implement good eating, diversity in your food, incorporating more food where fruit, vegetables, water, and your portion sizes, and then finding workouts that work for you, that you actually enjoy. Some people do dance workouts. I probably couldn't do a dance workout, especially not now. But I have my chair exercises, and I have my Pilates, and then I have other. Sometimes I look at some calatics, something, I can't remember. Yeah, training, and I'm like, oh, I could do that one day. One day I really want that. What I really want to do, and I think also having a goal that you want to look into that's not just about the scale. Like actually just think about feeling better, feeling better, and then you look better, and you look good, and you dress in the way you dress will be reflected basically. But I really want to do a pull up. So I really have to work on my back, because I'm like, I love a strong back, and I don't have that. I have broad shoulders though, and I have that shape where it's like broad shoulders. Yeah. So it's like it's one of those things I have to work on. And that's a goal that I think I want to try to go for. But thinking the spiritual side of things, like trying to remember that our bodies is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Like it's not just for ourselves, and not taken for granted the mobility He has given me, and the fact that my body can move in this certain way. Like I need to be ready for the call of God on my life and what He's calling me to, and not be hindered by my own bad habits, because gluttony is a sin, and I was quite gluttonous. And am I gluttonous right now? No, because there are times I would just say no, even if I want something. I'm like, you know what, don't really want this cookie right now. I don't really want this cake or something like that. Like I said with the tea, even that. I think all of my sugar would come from tea, because I drink tea with honey, and a lot of my sugar will come from tea, coffee. I remember when I was at uni, OMG, cappuccino, 3 sugars, maybe 4, which was really bad. Oh my gosh. Hash brown, 2 hash browns, and a chocolate croissant. I had that almost every day. Almost every day. Oh man, I'll tell you. And then I probably would have buy Snickers. And then when I was in Canada, I had this was really good. Okay, I'm not going front. What's it called now? I can't remember. I'll put a picture up here for you guys. It was fries. It was chips. With gravy, and then this type of cheese that the Canadians loved. It was a Canadian specialty. OMG. I think I would not have it every day, but I would have it probably every week, yeah. So like Fridays would be my day. And then have Snickers. Snickers has always been my favorite chocolate. And it's like, yeah, I'm looking at some healthier like recipes as well for like chocolate. Make it chocolate Snickers, but a healthy version or whatever. I actually have to make time to do those things, because I think I want to be healthy and to create healthier meals and habits for when I have a family, if that's possible. I mean, I'm planning like I'm engaged, but I'm not. But like I'm just preparing just in case it happens. Thinking about certain things I would want in my me and my child's life, my family's life. But yeah, so, and I also have to I can't be taking for granted my disability. I have this body, and I'm doing these things, but like I said, like last year, or yeah, my ankle was always in pain, because my weight was too much for my legs. It just didn't, I mean, I could walk thankfully, but I had to wear a brace, and then like couldn't walk too long, and now I can do it a bit longer and not be in pain, not being swollen. Yeah, it's really about stewarding the place you are well, and the movement you have, and being grateful and not taking that for granted, because I was taking it for granted and still do, because I'm a human being, and I'm gonna do rubbish with myself. Don't do magic with yourself, hey, don't do magic with yourself. Who's that? Ricky T? I don't even know. Anyway, so I would say, like, don't be discouraged. Love where you are right now, that you are still beautiful, that you're still chosen, that you're still wonderfully and fearfully made. You know, that, you know, it's not about reaching a certain goal and then that's when you are desirable or beautiful, or you know what I mean, or accepted. It's not about that. Like, yeah, if you want to better yourself, do better yourself. You know what I mean? Do better yourself. Honor the Lord in your body and the way you take care of it. Honor the Lord and your family, you know? But know that you don't have to reach a certain destination to be wonderful and beautiful and accepted already. And there will be someone who loves us, you know. We'll find someone who accepts us for where we are and want to better help us to grow. You know, if that's a part of our journey, if we want to, there is somebody who will. And yeah, so that's my little spiel. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed sharing my little journey with you. I shared a bit more than I was planning to than I had on my notes, but hey. Right, I think that is it. Thank you for getting ready with me. Hope you enjoyed this video about accepting your body as it is whilst you're still on the journey to transforming it to the place you want it to be. So thank you. Please share this video, like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. What tips do you have for accepting yourself as you are, but also on the journey of transforming it as well to a better you, a more better, healthier you? Like, what is that journey like, and what does that look like, and what tips do you have for us that we can implement into our day-to-day lives as well? And also be aware that sometimes we fall, like we fall down, but we get up. Listen to that, because that's just how it is. Okay, you fall down, but it's like it's more on the spiritual element. It's like the righteous man falls down 7 times but gets back up 8 times. So on this fitness journey, on this healthy journey, we're gonna have mess ups, but it's like get back and keep trying and keep trying. And I remember this one quote that I have that I probably need to put on my wall to keep me encouraged is, you know, you only fail when you give up. And trying to just remember that those kind of things is really gonna be helpful. So don't feel like you need to be perfect or reach a certain end goal to be accepted, or to, you know, to love yourself where you are and to still praise the Lord and give him glory whilst you're still on this journey of being better and giving him honor in every area of your life. So thank you for watching. Please share with someone you know will be encouraged by this. Take care. Jesus loves you. Bye.